Welcome to YouTube Excel Magic Trick number 90. Hey, if you want to download this workbook and follow along, click on my YouTube channel, then click on my college website link and download the workbook, Excel Magic Trick number 90. Hey, this is a huge trick. We have a bunch of sheets, so there's just one trick when you go to download this in this workbook number Magic Trick number 90. Hey, we're going to learn how to do consolidation. Here's the setup. We have sheet tabs for 2008. We have some employee names in the left column, and across the top we have our labels for months. And here's how many Joe 1 sold in January. In the year 2009, he sold 141, and in 2010 he sold 168. And our goal is to consolidate all of these. Now, there's a bunch of ways to do this. We're going to concentrate our efforts on the consolidation feature in Excel. In 2003, you actually go to Data, Menu, Consolidate. In 2007, you go to the Data ribbon and Data Tools, and then there's Consolidate. But first, we have to name our ranges. I'm actually going to name each one of these tables here. In fact, let's click over here. Static all the same. That's the name of the sheet. This is where we're going to add them. Let's just look at this data consolidate. Notice here's the function. There's 11 functions, so we're not just limited to summing. We can counter, do average or max or min. You have to tell it where the cell references are, the actual table, the cell ranges, and then you have to say where the labels are. Now, that's all fine and dandy. We actually could click right here and then click on the sheet and highlight it, but much better option, let's click Escape, is to name. Let's name each one of our tables. I'm going to start in 2008. I'm going to highlight the table there. Click up in the name box. There's the name box, and I'm going to type Data 2008. Enter. Now I'm going to click back up there and Control C. I've copied that name. Now I'm going to click on 2009. I'm going to highlight it, click up in the name box, Control V, and then backspace 9, Enter. Then I'm going to click on 2010, click in the name box, Control V, backspace 10. That's just something that I always do because I'm such a slow, bad typer. People that know how to type fast could probably do it faster. Just type in data. Now let's check and see if that worked. I'm going to click Data 2008. Sure enough, we got that. Data 2009, sure enough, I got that. Data 2010, oops, oh, yuck, it didn't work. No problem, let's edit our name. Control F3. Control F3 works in all versions. I'm going to click right here. Look at that, the name manager. It's looking at just one cell, so I'm going to click Edit. And then I'm going to highlight right here and delete, and now I'm going to highlight the whole table. Wow, lucky we checked. Click OK. Click Close. Now, let's try it. Let's do our 2009, 2010. Sure enough, we got it. Now, let's do our consolidating using the consolidating feature. Data, consolidate. We're going to use the sum function. You could use any one of those 11 there. Reference. Now, hit the F3 key. That gives us our paste name dialog box. We can double-click 2008. There it is. Before we click Add, you want to click where are the labels? Top row are our months, left column are our employees. Click Add. Then hit F3 to add the next one. Click 2009. Click Add. See, these are checked already. Click Add. F3 to paste a name, 2010. Click Add. As soon as you see 1, 2, 3, let's click OK. And just like that, it has added them. Now, this was static. I called this static. These are not linked. Now, if these numbers aren't going to change, this is probably a better way to do it. It actually just plops the numbers in there. Now, let's look at linking the data. So in this sheet, linked all the same. It'll actually create a bunch of formulas for us, insert sum functions, and add outlining. Let's see how to do this. Data, consolidate. We want our sum function. In reference, I'm going to hit F3 and then double-click my 2008. Before I click Add on this first one, I'm going to click top row, left column, because that's where the labels are, employees and months. Now I'm going to click this, Create Links to Source Data. Now click Add. Now with that highlighted, I'm going to hit F3 and then double-click my 2009, Add. F3 to paste a name, double-click 2010, Add. Now watch this when we click OK. Just like that. It looks the same, but no way. What are these? These are outlining. If I click on this right here, I can say I have 3 different these are the workbook names, but there's 3 cells. If I click this January, you can see it's 2008, so it created a sheet reference. Here it's 2009 sheet reference, and this one's 2010, all B2s. And if you click right here and hit F2, you can see that it actually put in the sum function. That's pretty cool. You can actually see the individual pieces of the data used in this consolidate linked, and you have your sum function there. So you can see it anyway. This is called the collapsed version, and you can see just the January through April totals. So that is consolidating with links. Now notice, let's go back to this data. Notice all these labels are the same. If that's the case, there's one other way to do this. Click on this sheet right here, 3D sum. We're going to do a 3D cell reference. The notes for this one are right there. I'm going to click in that cell right there. Actually, I'm going to highlight the whole cell, and in the light colored cell up at the top, I'm going to use my keyboard shortcut for auto sum, Alt equals. Now watch this. To do a 3D cell reference, you have your sum function. You have to very carefully click on the first sheet, boop, click on the first cell, boop, and then hold Shift, because we want to highlight all of these. By holding Shift and clicking on the last one, it finishes the formula for it. Look at this. This is a colon. That's a sheet reference 2008 colon 2010. That says add up all the B2s from the sheet 2008 to 2010. Now I'm going to hold Control and hit Enter. No way, it added them all in. If you don't believe it, click on the last one. That's using a 3D cell reference. Now let's look at another aspect of consolidating, which that 3D cell reference can't do so well. Let's click here. Oh, 2008 too. There's Joe all the way to Joe 6 in January through April. Now let's click on here. January. Whoops, wait a second. Oh, okay, we have the months, but when we click on this 2009 too, more employees. Look at that. Oh, look, so some of the tables are not the same. Well, guess what? Consolidating doesn't care. It'll still do it. I'm going to click on the static, not the same. I'm going to go up to, actually, we want to name these ranges. So I'm going to click right here, highlight this whole range. This is the 2008 2. And I'm going to click up in the name box. I'm going to type second 2008 data. Oops. No, second data 2008. Enter, and then I'm going to click right there, Control C. Now I'm going to go to the next one, highlight. Oh, that's a bigger table. Click up in the name box, Control V, backspace 9. So that one's named something different. Then I'm going to click here, highlight. Oh, this is a smaller one. Click up in the name box, Control V, backspace 10. So I have these named. I'm going to check them. Sure enough, as I check them, ooh, they're all working. Now we can consolidate. Let's do consolidating without a link, data consolidation. I'm going to click here. This time we're going to do an average. I'm going to click in the reference. I'm going to hit F3. I'm going to very carefully get this name right here. Top row, left column, click Add. F3, I'm going to get the next 2009, add. F3, get the next 2010, add. Very carefully, I'm going to click OK, and sure enough, it got it, even though the tables were different with different labels. Let's see how to do that same thing with linked. Ready? Data, consolidate. I'm going to click right here. We're going to do the average again. I'm going to click right here, but we're going to, might as well just do this right off the bat, because we're going to have the labels in the top row and the left column and link this. So it'll create an outline. It'll be totally amazing. Hit the F3 key. I'm going to get my first, second data right there. Click Add. And then I'm going to hit F3, get the next named range. Click Add. And then I'm going to hit F3, get the next named range. Click Add. Amazing. Watch this. When we click OK, it'll not only consolidate, but they'll be linked. Boom, just like that. You click the expand button, that little plus. You can see there's a formula there, there, and there. Those are all sheet references. And then here, if I hit the F2 key to put it in edit mode, no way, it put the average function in. So that's a lot about consolidating. We saw 5 different tricks all in one. All right, we'll see you next Excel magic trick.